When you think of alternative fuels, you probably think of biofuels. And no wonder, because we are exposed to them in everyday life. Biofuels share a lot of similar properties to the similar conventional fossil fuels. They're often referred to as a drop-in fuels because you can simply replace them in the current vessels, trucks or airplanes. There are two main types of biofuels. First-generation biofuels are produced from food crops such as corn, palm or soybeans. While they help to reduce the fossil fuel reliance, they have significant drawbacks. They compete with food production, potentially leading to increased deforestation fuels. In contrary, the second-generation biofuel was created to solve this problem. So now we will be using energy crops, we will be using wastes, and that waste can come from a variety of sources. It can be organic materials from animal production, it can be waste cooking oil, it can be municipal wastes. So this may lead to reduction to up to 90% in carbon footprint and solves the food versus fuel dilemma. And countries have two ways to comply. Either by 2030 reduce total renewable energy by 29%, or choose to reduce carbon intensity by 14.5%, which is often referred as displacement. The main differences between those two options is that with the first option, the countries would need to add biofuels in their transportation fuel networks. And with the second one, they have a flexibility to choose more technology-neutral approach, whichever is most cost-effective. At the moment, most of the countries in the European Union have chosen to add the mandatory blend-in mandates. However, at the same time, aviation sector have also introduced mandatory biofuel blend-in mandates, which creates a competition between the two sectors. And this competition, of course, drives prices, because supply and demand in this case is quite critical. The supply of biofuel at the moment is limited. We have limited capacity of the land production, and of course the waste used for biofuels also is not indefinite. And this drives the competition between aviation and road sector, which leads to increased costs for biofuels because supply and demand is limited. At the moment, biofuel producers are facing challenges with getting enough feedstock. The good news is that there is technology, road transportation, contrary to marine and aviation. In the short term, we would need to transition to those types of true net zero technologies. At the moment, we have hydrogen-based fuels as well as battery electric to lean against. At DSV, we see biofuels as a transition fuel towards a true net zero technology. And of course, we have a clear preference towards a second-generation biofuels in order to drive meaningful, sustainable reductions in your carbon footprint.